Hello, welcome back to the PoddiMouths podcast. I am Peyton Cubic, and this is where my dad and his friend John talk about random stuff in life or the things they found on the internet. I hope you enjoy listening to this episode as much as I did. Here they are now.
We can watch you as you...
Hey, Herbie. Good, how are you?
We can hear you, Herb.
Oh, and it throws... Yes.
This, folks, is a conversation with John and his friend. He just happened to call as I was hitting record, so we're taking the call. Why not?
Awesome.
It's PoddiMouths. And for those of you who aren't watching, you're going to hear me sipping coffee out of my Pepto-Bismol cup.
Oh, well, that sounds great. We'll just get it over here at Boca Lupo. Yeah. Forget it, because I know you. You're going to be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes late.
He should make sure that he has a cocktail ready for him. This is going to be
that sounds good. You know where it is, right?
Episode ever.
You guys are awesome. It will not be for long, and I'm sure it's not that. Yes. Oh, okay. We got to talk more about that.
Yeah, on the podcast.
All right, brother. Good to hear from you. I'll handle it. And text. Yeah, text when you're on the way, or I'll text you when I order it. Okay. Perfect. Yes, I am. See you, bro. Bye.
I'd prefer Chinese tonight. I'm not in the mood for pizza.
Sorry, we're doing pizza.
Okay. Order enough for seven.
His lovely wife, Leslie, is doing salad. So she's already got the salad ready. So these are friends of ours who are Snowbirds.
Okay.
And their northern spot is North Carolina. They unfortunately lived through Hurricane Helene.
Oh, that's too bad. I was just going to make fun of them, but I won't because
you can
of what they just lived through. Well, I was going to say, can you really be a snowbird in going south from North Carolina?
Well,
I know snowbirds that come from Canada and go to North Carolina.
I do too. Oh, I'm not sure they go to North Carolina for the winter, but
I know plenty that do because that's far enough south for them.
Wow. Well, these are people who don't want 10 feet of snow and 20 below zero, and they traded in for 6 inches of snow and 0.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That
sounds good to me.
Yeah. Herb and Leslie probably does. Herb and Leslie are probably when it gets to be 60s in the day for them, they're thinking about coming south. So,
really?
Yeah. Because they've lived.
It's not 60s yet.
No, North Carolina. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. 60s during the day.
Yeah, I wish I was over there then because right now, granted, I'm sitting here wearing a sweatshirt, but
you are because you're trying to will colder weather.
I'm willing colder. Well, actually, it is right now. It's 47 degrees out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's chilly.
On its way to 80.
Well, wow, 80 is pretty good for you guys.
Excuse me.
When you're starting out at 47, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, it's unusually warm, I would say, for this time of year.
Well, we're going to hit 89 today, which is warm.
Yeah.
We've been in the 80s, low 80s for the last 2 weeks probably, and it's been delightful.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is there really hasn't been any humidity. Yeah, I can deal with
that makes the difference.
I can deal with 70s. And when I say 80, it's going to be high 70s. It's not actually going to hit 80. It hit 80 yesterday.
You're rounding up.
Yeah, I am rounding up. I think it hit 80 yesterday though. But yeah, I mean it's a dry 80, so it doesn't you're not walking outside and instantly sweating. It can be comfortable if you're in the shade.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
and that's fine. So anyway, Herb and Leslie are coming. So they've just got in south. They live 5 miles from us, and
nice,
maybe 8. And so yeah, we're going to see them tonight for the first time since we went up there 4th of July to visit.
That'll be awesome.
So yeah, all good stuff. Nice people, good friends. Good friends.
We started the podcast because I held up my Pepto-Bismol cup. Ding! I need a ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Sorry.
Ding. Thank you. Oh, good Lord. You should maybe get some coffee. Anyway,
dude, I was right on it. I think it's the delay, and it's not me.
Okay, I'll let that one slide.
Yes.
Anyway, so my Pepto-Bismol cup, for anyone who's not watching, it is pink. It's Pepto-Bismol pink, and it says Pepto-Bismol on it. And then on the back it says, "When the party is over."
That's good. I like it.
Yeah, it is good. I got this from Craig, my father-in-law. So I'm drinking my coffee out of it this morning because. So before we get into,
do you have a little whiskey in there?
No, I don't. But before we get into the Pepto-Bismol thing, because that's why we actually hit record, was because we were having a really fun conversation about things that stop you up, things that make your belly feel better. Anyway, unnatural things.
Sure,
we were. Well, I didn't want to give the names away. Anyway, so John, I was going to say call me weird, but everyone calls me weird anyways. So you know what? It's just kind of par for the course. But on the weekends, I drink out of regular coffee cups because I drink it fast enough, because the only thing that's, holding my attention right now is you and all of you, of course, folks who are listening or watching the podcast. But normally I drink out of insulated cups. Not the paper ones, obviously, when I'm out, but like my Stanley or my Yeti or something like that will keep the coffee hot for a long period of time, because I'll drink a little bit, I'll set it down, and I'll start working. And I don't like cold, unless I'm purposely having iced coffee. I don't like cold coffee. I like my coffee to be piped.
Someone who don't like it? I can't.
Yes, I know people that will put ice in their coffee to cool it down just enough so it's like lukewarm. I don't do that. I like my coffee piping hot. I want to sip piping.
Yeah.
So anyway, if I'm working, I don't drink it fast enough. So I always get halfway through, and then I've got to either go warm it up, which if you're using an insulated cup, you can't really go do, because you have to pour it into another cup, put it in the microwave, all that stuff, unless you're warming it up by putting more coffee in it, which I'm game for.
Yep.
So anyway, but I actually have, and I get in trouble with it all the time, just like my hat collection. I've got too many hats is what I'm being told. Too many hats. I have too many coffee cups, because I love to collect coffee cups. And then I get in trouble because I never use them. Because I use the same, I literally have a rotation. I have two coffee cup Yetis and one Stanley coffee cup, and I use those in rotation during the week when I'm home. Yeah.
And how many, though, are actually in the cupboard?
20 or 30.
Oh my gosh. I'm with Jen on this one.
Yeah, I know. I knew you would be.
Freak.
Now, to be fair, Jen has her own little collection, and so does Peyton. So they're not all mine. And I did give some up. But I have my Pepto-Bismol cup. I've got a cup from work, my unmentionable named work. I've got a cup from the school that I used to teach at, Nosy College of Art, for those of you who didn't know. I've got a cup that looks like a camera lens. I've got some scary cups. I've got some Christmas cups. You got to have one for every season. I've got my Pepto-Bismol cup.
Oh my goodness!
I've got one from USC.
You're a freak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I think we have our company cups, which are just mugs. We have 8 of them.
Yeah.
And so we keep those just in case you want everybody to have the same mug. But there's some nicety to having, many different mugs you can share with company too. That's fine. We have 3, maybe 4 that are just the everyday,
day to day. Yeah.
But like you, I'm the same way. I will always have a vacuum sealed coffee mug here in my office, because as you said, you get in the middle of 3 different things and suddenly you're like, oh man, I could use a sip. Yeah. So you really need to keep them hot, and that's what they do. And I'm with you. I won't pay for the hugely expensive ones, but I found some good ones. For me, it's all about the sip. So let's talk about that quick before your question.
Yep.
And get to that. So don't forget it. It's the sip. It's how your lip hits it. I don't
Yep.
burn my mouth with that stupid design, because that's often what it is. It's just a bad design, and I've had 2 or 3 that are just the best. Can't think of the name right now, or I'd ding them, but we have probably 2 or 3 now, though, that they're not great sippers, and they should be. You got to have that edge to be able to kind of latch onto.
Yep. That's why I stick to my the Yeti and the Stanley. The only one, though, out of all of them, I didn't even put my thumb up, Apple. The only one that I actually purchased out of all of those, not all of the fancy ones, but out of the vacuum, is the Stanley cup. Then it's a Stanley camping cup, so it came with a pour over attachment, so I can do a pour over directly into the cup. So that's the only one I purchased.
Take it with you camping?
Not anymore.
Okay. It sounds like there's a story with that.
Not really a story. I get these things from various places, go to events or you go to work, and they have trinkets and trash and stuff like that. So I have 3, because there's 3 of us, 3 North Face carabiner coffee cups.
Okay.
So that the handle looks like a carabiner, and it actually is a functioning carabiner. But it's just a little metal cup, and those are our coffee cups. So those stay in the pack out gear. Those are our everything cups, basically. So they're coffee cups. We put broth in them anytime we have hot water, or just even wine or bourbon at the end of the night that goes in that cup. So we only have 3 cups.
Or first thing in the morning.
And that's not even true. Which is actually leading directly into my question is, we do also carry the larger cups. So when I'm talking about my Yeti, the Yetis are the size of this coffee cup. They're not big Yetis. They are coffee cup Yetis.
Got it.
And so is the Stanley. So, you've also got those tall ones, we'll use Yeti because we're talking about them, because they're the ones that pretty much everyone has, but also Stanley for that matter. They have the big ones as well. So I have never, I'm trying to think, I think that might be a false, because I might have purchased one in my lifetime, but I have never purchased one of those.
Wow.
But it seems like I get them everywhere for gifts. So when I'm talking about my 30 coffee cups, I'm not even including all of those vacuum sealed Yeti style cups that I have in a different cabinet that I can't get rid of. So here's my thing. It's just like everything else. And I'm not, when it comes to the grand scheme of things, I'm not a hoarder. I don't hoard things, but I do tend to keep things that remind me of events.
Okay. All right.
Which is why I haven't gotten rid. I mean, this is not my favorite cup. Sorry, Craig, if you're listening. It's not my favorite cup, but I keep it because Craig gave it to me.
And it reminds you of him.
It reminds me of, exactly.
And I get that. I like that part of it, I guess. However, my father-in-law, rest his soul, used to collect toy guns.
Oh, nice.
And he had upwards of 4,000 of them at one time. And he could tell you, and maybe he was making it up and I just believed it, but he could tell you where everyone came from. And pretty impressive talent. Yeah. And so I think he said it started with coffee mugs. And then he got tell Jen you're onto something good.
It's not far off. So right now for me, the coffee cups bring back memories because they're usually gifts. I don't buy coffee cups wherever I go.
Sounds like you don't need to.
I don't need to, absolutely. But I get the other one that I have that I absolutely love that I hardly ever use because it's massive. I mean, I actually almost brought it up here today to drink out of, but it's just so huge. And part of it too is because I used my my AeroPress to make coffee today, and nice. it doesn't fit on an opening much more than that. So anyway, but I got it from my boss, my old boss. He's no longer with us. He's not dead. He just left the company. He's no longer with us. May he rest in peace.
Wow.
But Chris, he got all of us on the leadership team cups, and mine was. It's got a big pickle on it, and it says, "I'm kind of a big dill."
Yeah, you've shown me.
Yeah,
it's really hot. It's really attractive.
It is really attractive. But anyway, so that's why I get them for gifts. Anyway, hats, on the other hand,
Yes.
I tend to buy hats. Now, the one I'm wearing right now is a gift, as is my sweatshirt.
Well, yeah, because
there's no reason
nobody wants a Minnesota hat.
That's
take one
bullshit.
for free.
That's
take
bullshit.
one for free.
Absolute bullshit. Anyway,
whatever.
This shirt is probably this sweatshirt. We've talked about this on the podcast. This sweatshirt is probably about right around 15 or 20 years old.
Okay.
And same with this
Still
hat.
fits you. That's great.
It still fits me. I haven't grown that much.
Okay, I know. That's good, though. 15 years later, that's impressive.
It's held up very, very well.
Or you just bought it really big in the first place.
I didn't buy it. See, that's why I was bringing it up. There's no reason for me other than I just wanted to wear this sweatshirt today, and then I was telling John, I came up to my office and I had forgotten to bring a hat up, so this has happened to be the only one up here, so I'm wearing Minnesota today.
Whatever.
However, I got these from...
Try to explain to people why you're wearing your Minnesota sweatpants, Minnesota undies, Minnesota socks.
I could try, but I would fail miserably.
You know you're wearing all those things.
Yeah, but I got these from our buddy TJ, who is
nice,
our very first listener.
Yes.
So anyway, I keep these. However, the reason I was bringing that up is that yes, this is a gift. I have another Minnesota hat over there that is a gift, but 90% of the other hats that I own are places I've been.
Okay, so let's talk about the number. So we have a rough estimate. What's the number of hats? I'm not really a hoarder by nature.
No, I would probably say that one's around 15 to 20.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
I have that
because I keep having to throw hats away.
But you have to because you're at the max or what?
Yeah. Anytime I get a new hat, I got to get rid of another one.
Out of hat space. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do have a lot of hats, and
all right. That's
the funny thing,
but that's not a crazy a lot. That's not 100 hats.
I keep buying them, and that's where I get into trouble because I come home with a new hat, and Jen's like, "You got another hat?" Like, yes, I got another hat.
Well, sure, I understand that mindset. On the other hand, but Jen doesn't. She does not make me think that she's like a shoe horse, that she has a ton of shoes.
No,
or
she doesn't.
Does she? Okay,
no, she doesn't.
She's not that type of person.
No,
but there are some women, some wives, who do. Not mine.
Yes,
not yours. Right. But that would be if you could equate it with something that she has a lot of. What would that be?
Yeah, she has dance studio.
And done.
I think I won the day with that
one.
Oh
my gosh, that's really well done. And so when you take your new hat and you put it on and she says, "You got another hat?" And then you say, "Dance studio."
Yeah,
and that's all you have to say. Nicely done. Well played, sir.
Well, I think the next hat I'm actually going to get is going to be one with the dance studio logo on it.
I was going to say it needs to come from her dance studio. You got another hat? Oh, that one's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Make sure you pay retail for it. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, absolutely. I will. Retail for the company that, I use to make all of our hats that I jack up the price for.
As you should. As you should.
Speaking of, let's see. I don't know if it actually went live. Let me see here.
You're looking at updates. Folks. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen.
Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. What is that URL? Come on, keyboard. PoddiMouths.com. That's a lovely place. It is a lovely place. The merch store. Going to the merch store.
March. Check out the March.
Oh, no, it didn't go up yet. I submitted it to go up, but it's not there unless it's
in purgatory.
It's in purgatory.
PoddiMouths purgatory.
I had to change it to still didn't come up. So I did actually put the shirts together. At least one of the two shirts together.
Good.
That we had talked about last time.
Yep.
And I think I was struggling with the one. I wanted to make the one with Lisa's saying pretty. So I think that was the one that I struggled with.
Yes.
But hold on, I'm looking it up, folks.
Oh, well, I'm sure everyone is enthralled with this. Now
They are. They
are not.
They should be.
While you're doing that, it's election season, folks. It is the 2nd of November today. Tuesday, when you watch this, is the 5th, your last day to vote. Please, by all means, vote. We will not tell you who to vote for, but you have to vote for the person that most reflects your values. And I got to tell you, if you haven't done it yet, Nick, you've voted by now, yes?
I have, yes.
And Jen too?
Nope. She was going to vote on either today or Monday, and then realized, oh crap, early voting ended on Thursday.
Right. So she's got to go Tuesday.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. She was going to vote on Friday after Halloween, and yeah, it was voting was ended. And she's like,
crap!
So now she's got to vote
Tuesday
on the day.
Well, maybe it won't be that bad, because I will tell you, I heard yesterday that the number of early voters is over 50 million. So that's pretty impressive. Now, there's, depending upon the state you're in, Arizona, I think, and Pennsylvania, I think they've got heavy numbers too. The majority of them are still living. Some are dead, but so hey, sorry about that, Arizona and Pennsylvania. Get control of your voting.
Dead people.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's what happens when you have early voting on Halloween.
Michigan. Wow. Yeah, I guess so. That must be it. But I went to Halloween this year trick-or-treating as a poll worker. Yeah, no. Said no.
Different
so
kind,
vote if you have.
Different kind of poll worker, folks.
Yeah. Hey, did you see they have stripper poles now available that you can put on the trailer hitch of your truck?
No way.
Yes, with like a little stage
hilarious.
Platform and everything.
That's great.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, okay, so if you're at a Jimmy Buffett concert and you're partying pregame in the parking lot, which they always do for Buffett concerts, of course, now he's dead. It's going to be tougher to do that. But,
a little bit more difficult.
But they still would have a great place to have dances with a stripper pole.
Yeah.
Just thought you'd like to know
awesome.
that.
Are you ordering one for the truck?
No, no. Thanks for asking.
Well, I mean, I hear it's an incredible workout.
Well, I'm looking for incredible workouts, clearly.
Clearly.
Stupidly, I'm going to the gym for mine. But I didn't realize
they don't have those classes at the gym.
I did not say they didn't.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it is Florida.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sure that's something that's top rated. Anyway, it's pretty funny. Pretty fun. But it is a good workout from what I understand.
I have heard that. So hold on. I'm still trying to.
We thought you'd be done by now. Honestly.
It's not moving very fast. I was having, that's what was happening. I was having difficulty with the company that we use to build their system isn't working very well.
Oh. I logged on the front of the shirt. System problems today. Interesting.
Really? I don't know what the heck is going on.
Front of the shirt.
So, yeah, I'm trying to show the mock-up here. I'll share my screen here in just a moment.
Okay, look at you using technology.
Well, it's not working very well for me. Anyway, so it was. Oh, nope, sorry, an error occurred.
Okay, leave it.
Anyway, we'll forget about it. But anyway, it was Lisa's shirt. Well, it's not up yet, and that's probably why, is because
there are other things there for sale that people can buy, and go to the merch store.
So this one has the PoddiMouths logo on the front, the actual logo, and on the back it has a clock that's 3/4 of the way, so it's the ticks 3/4 of the way, and then it says, "I'm 10 minutes from." Excuse me, and then the bottom line, there's a line below it from being a totally different person.
She's going to be so proud.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I get it done. So I'm going to have to, the error message came up when I was doing it, and it said, give us a couple hours, we'll fix it. So I did, obviously, because it's several days later and it's still having a problem. And it says, if it's still a problem, reach out to support. So I'm going to have to reach out to support, folks. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's all right. Good. All right. Worthy stop by, though.
I think so.
So vote if you haven't, those of you who are listening, and I hope you have a good day. And honestly, I think on the 5th, I could be wrong, but I think that the polls are not going to be nearly as crazy because of the success of the early voting.
Have already voted, right?
Half, exactly. And again, actual voters versus real people. We'll see how that all goes. But and I don't know.
There was a large number in that number that voted in person, not just the mail-in ballots.
The vast majority, from what I understand. And there were a lot of people who still did mail-ins, but I saw several people while we were waiting in line who were delivering back their mail-in ballots, and they actually hand delivered them to the voting place. So
really, that's interesting.
Which, okay, I guess if you're going to do that, that's fine.
Why not just go in and do it?
Well, and I'm hopeful that that's going to be our next election, whatever it is, that it's all in person.
Yeah,
because that's the way it should be. Sorry.
Unless they figure out some security way to do it, or secure way to do it.
But there is none, and we're learning more of that when we look at certain voting apparatuses that are, again, calling into question whether they work or whether they don't, and who has access to it when it's digital and all of that. So I'm hopeful that those places just crash and burn, and paper vote ballots in person with your voter ID. And if you don't like it on that day, sorry, see ya. Yeah. And you get the results at the end of the day, not 2 weeks from now.
No matter what happens, we have after Tuesday, we have 4 more years.
Oh,
4 more years. Hold on. Listen. 4 more years for Elon Musk to figure it out.
Hey, I gotta. We have talked about this just on the edges, but he has been, and I've kind of followed this on YouTube. SpaceX has been throwing satellites into the atmosphere at the tune of between 20 and 25 a rip, and they've done 5 the last time I've been paying attention, and that's just been in the last couple of weeks. It seems, let's just say the last month. And I didn't know. I'm going, more Starlink, man. It seems like he's got it pretty well covered. Well, under the Starlink name, but it's not for internet access. It's for cell phone access, and it's not
really
cell phones anymore. He won't be using towers when he finally introduces his Tesla phone. It's going to be a satellite phone.
Interesting.
It's not just
very interesting.
It's brilliant.
It is.
He does not have to use the existing cell phone towers.
Right. No, that is really, really smart. The only problem I have with that is if something were to happen, like, some country out there decides, you know what, how we can disrupt everything in the United States?
Sure.
EMP to all of the satellites that are above Earth.
I don't know how I'm not sure about EMPs in space. I don't think they react the same way they do on.
I'm a communications person.
Area. Yeah, I know. So stop making.
I have a degree in communications, not in physics or whatever that science would be. Astrophysics.
That one science thing.
Yeah. Science.
Well, and I'm not sure. I would hope that they had taken some of that into consideration, but it doesn't matter. I mean, an EMP is going to damage everything that goes through cell towers anyway. So anything you don't have in a Faraday bag,
right,
or some form thereof is going to be toast.
Yeah, it's very, very true. And and that's the one thing with all those post-apocalyptic things that I do end up watching. They're still connecting to satellites with all their technology. So, I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, with every piece of technology, there's an inherent risk that someone is going to exploit it in some way, shape, or form.
So true. And that is the thing that I think needs to manage what we do with stuff like that. I mean, if you have everything it's all your eggs in one basket again. How many times have we talked about that?
Yeah.
You can't do that. You need to have multiple lines of defense, layers. And you're right. I think a lot of our technology stuff, people get so excited and enthused. I'm pretty certain that if an EMP occurs, your Tesla is not going to drive.
Right.
And neither is my BMW. And, so.
No, pretty much any car that was built after a certain time period.
Yeah, 1975. Nick and I, fortunately, have 1975 Impalas, and we are going to drive the heck out of those things.
We have our batteries in a Faraday cage, so.
We don't have batteries. We have our gasoline right here.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
that's your gas right here.
They're manual transmission, so we just roll them down a hill and pop the clutch.
And that's exactly how you do it. And I was going to show you my Faraday bag, but I don't think I can get my hands on it. Yeah.
You have a Faraday bag?
I have 3 of them, and they're different sizes. They're not big.
Yeah.
But one's big enough for a laptop.
Okay.
I'm not sure the benefit. It just wouldn't.
Well, so
it wouldn't get
when
damaged.
the world ends, when the world ends, you have movies to watch.
Well, and I can access my Amazon account. So, and I think a lot of people think like that. We laugh about it, but you need to stop killing cows. You don't need that for beef. You can go to the store and get beef. Where do you think that comes from?
I've literally heard that on a YouTube thing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the best part. We see some of that on YouTube. I watch them with those stupid things with Peyton, where you've got the guy that goes and asks people questions.
Yes, I know.
I even look at I haven't seen it since she's turned 14. We haven't watched any, but my 13-year-old daughter at the same time just looking and rolling her eyes at people going, "Are you a moron?"
Thank goodness she's rolling her eyes.
Right. And these are adults that are saying, like one of the questions was so stupid. Like, when was the United States founded?
Yeah.
And there are people saying, I don't know, 1980?
Because it's beyond their frame of reference. They just don't care, nor have they been taught. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Don't homeschool your kids. Just kidding. Sorry about that. My mom was Peyton a teacher. It's okay.
That's actually interesting because Peyton now has spent, a quarter and a half at public school.
Yep.
Well, that's not true. She's spent 2 years at a middle school, now 1 year at high school, or getting on her year at high school. And she came to us the other day and said, I think I want to go back to homeschool.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, well, that's a whole other story. Yeah.
Well, and that's a special school, though. I mean, you guys sought it out for her. So yeah, that's one of the top-notch schools. So for her to say that about that school, you can imagine what she or others would say about some of the,
less than stellar. Yeah, exactly.
We had on Saturday mornings, too early for me.
Cartoons.
We had our, I remember those days. I shouldn't say I wish. I used to do that. We have our men's Bible study at our church, and it's kind of cool.
It's like cartoons.
It's you don't know how accurate that is. But it's good guys, and it's not a big group. I just started it not long ago. It's an extension of a group that we had at our other campus. And so this one, we get 10 people typically. I thought, you know what? I'm going to stop and get some donuts today before the guys come in, because we've got coffee there, and I'll make up some coffee and I'll grab some donuts. And not just the run-of-the-mill donut places, the ones that are the common ones. Let's go to the best place. And I've heard this for years. You got to go to this place. It's Abby's Donuts in Port Charlotte and Northport, Florida, ABBE. And nice people, amazing donuts and rolls, and oh my gosh, incredible. But the only other time I went was to one of the locations. There's a line out the door, and they're not very efficient.
Oh no!
So, they're good at donuts. They're not good at running. Commercial.
That happens.
Commercial business. Yeah, but in spite of that, they do extraordinarily well, and their donuts are not cheap. And so I thought, let's give them a try. It's early in the morning, 7 a.m. or so, and I got there, and there were 3 people all together in front of me. That's it. And so these 3 people seemed like a mom and 2 kids. We're working with a big box, and they're telling the clerk what they wanted. And I'm going, well, this isn't going to take long. That's awesome. And then I got in there, and the mom is going, okay. I'll have one of those. Which one? The one in the front or the one? No, the second one is it yellow? Yes, some yellow. Seriously. And that's how the whole thing went. Okay, you've got 2 more to choose, kids. And so the girl is no better. She's looking down. What are those? The sprinkle ones down there? Those are cake donuts, so they're a little heavier. The lady couldn't have been nicer behind the counter. Okay, I'll have one of those. The vanilla or chocolate?
Wow.
I'm going out of my mind.
I bet you are.
Because it's all about efficiency for me. But that's okay. I'm going to the church with some donuts if I ever get up there to be able to order them. And so finally they finished.
Okay, Kinnison.
I know. You know what this is? It's sand. You know what it's going to be 20 years from now? It's going to be sand. My favorite Kinnison bit. And the last straw was the mom goes, I'm looking for, do you have apple fritters? And the lady goes, no, not out here, but I can go make some for you if you'd like. And she said, yeah, do that. And so the lady goes back, couldn't be nicer. And they apparently have some shell or something of these apple fritters. And she, plugs them with apples and puts the beautiful and 5 minutes later, she comes back with these luscious looking apple fritters, puts them in the box. How many is that? And the lady counts them and goes, 15. All right. I guess that's enough. I'm going, you're damn right, it's enough. And so they finished up, $25 or whatever. And they left. And there were a couple of people in line behind me, and one dude's rolling his eyes. I said, I know. I said, I'm going to be you should have like a low maintenance line here. High maintenance line, low maintenance line. There's a lady in the back that goes, yes, we should. It was awesome. So I said, just give me a dozen. You choose them. I don't care. Won't be mad if it's a little price. I don't care. And she said, oh, now the pressure's on me. I have to choose. And the other lady in back said, there's a list. When somebody doesn't care, we got a list of exactly which ones to pick. Oh, good. And she picks them out, whatever. Get done. I pay it. I'm just like, how? And by the time I leave, there are 10 people in line.
Wow.
Out the door. And I took 3 minutes. And the people before, honestly, I'm sure they were there 20 minutes before I got there. And they took almost half an hour to pick out 15 donuts.
Wow. That's crazy. So
unbelievable. Who you voting for? I said. No, I didn't say that.
Speaking of donut shops, not voting, but have you seen that viral video?
That was my start.
Have you seen that viral video? Oh,
which one? I'm sorry.
So we had a little bit of a delay there. So
little delay.
No, I was going to say, speaking of donut shops, not voting, but speaking of donut shops, have you seen that viral video of the man who owns a donut shop? And his wife recently had, and I don't know how old it is, but in the video it says recently had an aneurysm. So community comes in every morning, like they come in at 5 a.m.
Wow.
And they buy out the entire store. So he's closed literally by 5:30 in the morning without any other donuts there. So he can go take care of his wife.
How nice.
Isn't that is really incredible. So everyone comes in and
I have heard of that. Did you hear the downside of it though? The people are fat as hell.
Oh yeah, but
the town now weighs 700 pounds more than it did a week and a half ago.
This lady's happy; she's got her husband to take care of her.
That's really cool.
Now, so that sounds like an incredible donut shop, and those are always the best kind. And here in Nashville, we have a lot of donut shops. There's just like coffee shops. There's one popping up pretty much every day with all the people that are moving in. But the ones that, and I haven't been to all of them, so I'll put that out there because maybe there are some that are just going to blow my mind. But the ones that I love right now, Five Daughters, that one is very well ingrained in our community. It's been here for a long time, and there's Five Daughters pretty much all over the city. You can get one downtown, so it is a chain, but it's a local chain. And guess what? The family has 5 daughters.
Shut up.
I know, but they're layered.
Coincidence.
They layer the donut. So it's, I don't know if it's a cake donut, but it's almost as flaky as a croissant.
Croissant,
yeah. And it's wonderful, and it's almost always got a filling of some sort, and it's like 15, 20, or maybe it's 150 layers. I don't remember how many layers, but they have a specific number of layers, and they're so good. Awesome. I would be so fat if I ate even one of those a day. But the second favorite one of mine isn't actually even in Nashville. You have to go all the way out to Dixon, where we used to live, for, get this is a really clever name, Dixon Donuts.
Wait. Let me just slow you down there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is it that name?
Let me make sure I'm spelling it correctly.
Yeah.
Is it Dicksand Donuts?
No.
No, it could be though. That would be a better name.
Dixon Donuts. Yeah.
Dixon Donuts.
Dixon Donuts. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, it's Dixon.
Dickson.
Yeah. Richard's son.
No,
Dick's
that
son.
would be a double S then. Dick's son with an apostrophe.
Right. Yeah. No, Dixon Donuts. So if anyone's in Nashville, and if you go to Dixon Donuts, make sure that you do it.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it now without thinking it's Dick's and Donuts. Hey, you should stop out and go to Dixon Donuts. They actually have one of those stripper poles on the trailer hitch of the truck.
Strangely enough,
they just put the donuts right on.
They don't serve donut holes. Sorry, it was too easy. It was. Sorry, sensitive-eared listeners.
So if you go to Dick's and Donuts, you'll wow.
Yep.
I'm not going to ding that because people will start searching for it.
By the website. Actually, if you think of it a different way, yeah, exactly. If you think of it a different way, that that lady that was in front of you, she would be a dick. Dicks and Donuts.
I'm sure she was nice, but boy, she was slow.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, my goodness. That happens. Yes, it does.
It's unbelievable.
Nicely done. That happens.
That happens.
Yeah, it was. Look, but it really is for me all about making it efficient.
Yeah.
And so it's not just the customers. How about the opportunity to, there's something you can't replay. I mean, you can order ahead online like at Dunkin' Donuts or wherever you go. Those places, they let you order in advance. They've got them ready when you get there. So there's your convenience. The problem is this higher end place, the nice donut shops, like your 15, 20 layer place.
Yeah.
I totally get that. And if you've never seen that, there is, what's the show? Oh, I know. It's the Lost Kitchen. Yeah. They did around the USA in the off season.
Yep.
And one of the places they went, and it might have been Nashville for all I know, was a bakery that had those layers in all of their croissants. It might have been.
It might have been because I remember seeing. I don't know if I watched that episode.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing like a preview for it.
I remember the layers. And they're just they're watching them eat it. I gained like 3 pounds just watching the episode. It was Shazam. Pretty impressive. But places like that, you need to be in there to appreciate it, not just to smell the smells, but to look at what they have. You can't order that stuff online.
Exactly. I'm trying to find out where it was.
Yeah. It was a cool. I mean,
all of
those were pretty cool.
What was that called? The Lost Kitchen.
Kitchen off season or Lost Kitchen. No, I don't think it was that. It was something.
There we go. Off season donut episode. Aaron French.
Wow.
Happy Sunday. Lost Journey continues. Lost Journey. That's what it's called.
Lost Journey. That's it.
Which
and it was cool. They went to several. Texas, California.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good episode.
I think Utah. Well, several episodes. There were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There were a lot. They actually took. So for those of you who are fans of the Lost
Aaron
Kitchen,
French
they actually have.
Kitchen,
Yep. They actually have an Airstream.
Yes.
And that they were using to cook out of during COVID. I think that's when it started. So they were using. So instead, she and her husband in the off season now take the Airstream around the country, and they've made another show out of it, which is phenomenal. And
really
I'm looking
pretty darn
at her,
smart.
It is really smart. I'm looking at their Instagram right now, and it doesn't actually show them. It shows a couple of travel pictures, but it's not.
I'm sure
I'm going to find out
they
because
went.
I want to figure out if that was because I want to say it was $5.
Yeah, it very well may have been, and it was because I remember the layers on their croissants and whatever else they had. But wow, and it looked like it was just an amazing place.
It's called Getting Lost. Is their new one?
Oh, cool.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm going to be doing all day now is trying to find that.
You're going to go over there, just take a little trip to the Five Daughters.
Yep.
And then you'll have to go to Dixon Donuts and stop by there as well.
Yeah.
I'm so gonna. Yeah, we have to. I have a feeling that that's going to be part of our title for this week.
Yeah.
Episode.
Yes. I can't find it. Anyway, so
okay. You can do it later.
I can do it later. Because we have to end. We've got to end this episode.
We should.
we'll end this with, if you haven't seen Lost Kitchen or Getting Lost with Erin French
and her husband Mike,
you can find it on Discovery Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Ding. Ding. Thank
you. On, I'll just keep it here.
You should. You can find it on Discovery Plus, but it's under Chip and Joanna's Magnolia.
Yes.
So
Umbrella.
Yeah. Umbrella. Yeah. So it really is an interesting show. Not a show necessarily, folks, if you're a binger like me, that you can just sit and binge, because it is the same thing over and over again, but it's still got a cute story. So watch a few and then go do something else and then watch a few more.
You know what you could do?
But I'm only speaking to bingers right now.
You can mix it with Tulsa King.
Yeah. It's a great show. I have not caught up on this season yet. I've only watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes.
I just love it because it's like a beat 'em up thing, and it's just so funny, and I gotta give
good move
Sly
for
credit.
Sly. Yeah,
it is, and he does a really good job. Dude's 77 years old, 78 years old.
Well, now I'm gonna have to look that up.
He's approaching 80. Thanks for planting that crap in my head.
Still Sylvester Stallone.
And you know who else?
Dun, dun, dun. He's 78 years old.
78 years old, as your friend John said. And while you're in there searching, look at Tom Selleck.
Oh, I know. He's
the heck?
Yeah.
Also in that same ballpark.
Yeah, he is. And he still looks pretty good. He is starting to show his age.
Darn good. What's his number?
He's only 79.
So the funny part is on Blue Bloods, which is one of my faves if you're going to watch network. He's the police commissioner. He's 79 years old, and the dude who plays his dad, Pops, has to be. He's like 83 or 84. So there's kind of doesn't, and of course they look nothing alike.
Right.
Like all of the characters. Oh no, we're all family. Yeah, BS.
Well, he's got Wahlberg as a son.
Crap. Yeah, he's got Donnie Wahlberg, and
so interestingly enough, just because I'm looking at it now.
Yes,
he has been married to his wife since 1987.
I have heard that. Same as Lisa and me, 37 years.
Yeah, and that's wonderful to see, especially in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly right.
But
yeah, that's awesome.
Anywho,
cool.
He when he was doing Magnum, he was already in his 40s.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I would have guessed 30s, mid or upper 30s maybe, but I didn't realize he was in his 40s. I guess if you think about it, that's 40 years ago. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it when I was younger. Now I can believe it because I'm in my 40s and I don't feel like I'm old.
Well,
but he never aged like some people.
He wants you to get a reverse mortgage, I think. So you should probably look into that.
I'm sure. Yeah, but he's still one of my favorite actors.
I love him on that show. He's terrific on the show. The casting's good and fun to watch.
Who did he? So he was supposed to be. Which is funny if you look at Chip and Dale, not Chippendales. Chippendale. Yeah. The chipmunks.
Yes.
They actually have a famous. They dressed him up in the cartoon, and one of them is wearing a fedora and a leather jacket, and the other one's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. And that is supposed to, because Tom Selleck was supposed to be the original Indiana Jones,
right?
And and then who is Harrison Ford? Is obviously became the very famous Indiana Jones, but Harrison Ford is 82 years old, and still rocking it. He is starting to show his age though.
Well, Clint Eastwood is the same age range.
Yeah. No, Clint Eastwood's much older, isn't he?
Not much.
Let's find out.
Yeah, when you get into the early 80s, there's nobody that's much.
Yeah, good point. Clint Eastwood isn't even close.
Oh.
80. He's 94.
Shut up.
No.
Really?
Podcast would be a really bad podcast if we shut up.
If you ask me.
Most people are screaming into their speakers right now. No, he's 94 years old. Yep.
Okay, well then he looks good for 94.
He
does
for
sure.
But last thing I'm going to throw out there, and then we will wrap it up. But if you have Apple TV and you can watch Shrinking, that's a pretty good show. It's got Harrison Ford, and now if you're talking about politics and stuff like that, don't pay attention to that because there are some, obviously there's going to be some politics. It's Hollywood, but it is, if you've never seen Harrison Ford in a comedic role, it actually is very, very good. I really enjoy that, and I would highly recommend that show. It's called Shrinking, by the way. Shrinking. He
was obviously quite. I mean, as Indiana Jones, they had some great comedic moments.
Yeah,
as well, and he delivered them beautifully. He's just a really good actor, strong guy,
strong actor. Yeah, it's got besides obviously Harrison Ford, it has Jason Segel.
Oh yeah, I like him.
Yeah, and Krista Miller. I always want to call her Christina, but it's Krista Miller. And if you don't know, you will know her once you see her because she was in the Drew Carey show.
Oh, cool.
So anyway.
Excellent.
Anywho, folks, you have a wonderful week. Thank you for spending some time with John and myself.
Thank
50
you.
minutes right now, 51 minutes by the time we're done with our outro.
Yes.
Unless we cut out that first section, which John and I will talk about. If you didn't hear that first section where he was on the phone, then
on the phone with his buddy Herb.
If you don't hear that, then we did cut it out. If you do hear it, we didn't cut it out. But enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you are doing great, enjoying the fall. We will see you again next Tuesday.
We will.
And, we won't see you, but you'll hear us.
Which is probably we're looking at them. We can see them right through the screen. I think you and I both know that.
That's going to be our next invention. We're going to make billions and billions of enemies.
I think people. Yes, well done. I think people will pay us not to look at them.
That's
we
true.
Can shut it off right here, but it's going to cost you $40.
It's going to
like that.
Capitalism. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your week, folks. Head up to PoddiMouths.com. Do all the stuff that you know what to do. We'll all see you soon, John. It's been wonderful, and have a good one.
Good to see you, bro.